everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, and as always, Ghostbusters News are right here on YouTube. And today, we're back again as we continue our build of Eaglemoss Hero Collector's 1/8 scale Ecto-1, finishing off issue number 18. And let me say, today's video is probably the most excited I've been since we've started this build. I understand today we're gonna have lights and we're gonna have sounds. Yeah, if you'd like to start your very own Ecto-1 build, the same Ecto-1 that we're building in this video series, we've got a link right down below in the description. Click it and start your very own 1/8 scale Ecto-1 build from Eaglemoss Hero Collector. Now with that being said, let's go ahead, let's head on over to the build table and let's start building today. Alright guys, and once again, welcome back to the build table here today as we finish off issue number 18 as we do stages 65 and 66. Let's go ahead, turn to them here, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, today it is all about installing some electronics. You can see right here the PCB, the speakers, and wires. So first step here, it says it's going to be fitting the PCB, which it looks like we actually need to grab the actual Ecto-1 frame. So let's go ahead and bring that big boy in off frame. Actually, let me move it around a little bit here because we need to read the instructions as we're doing this here. So yeah, once again, our first step here is going to be fitting the PCB. So let's go ahead and bring in stage 65 here, and oh man, look at all the wires and such. I gotta admit, I'm getting a little nervous, but I'm gonna pay it no mind. Let's go ahead and tear into the bag here today. All right, so as you can see, we have everything unbagged there. Let's go ahead and move that to the side. First, we need to go ahead and take the PCB, which is this little circuitry board here. Okay. And it looks like for the cable here, it's just going to go right in here. You can see kind of the 4 holes there, the little lugs. We're gonna, yeah, just kind of position everything together there, and we're gonna be securing that in place using 4 EM screws. I've got 2 screws in the board right here. I've tried getting all 4 in, but I just can't seem to. I think there may be like a slight issue with the way the board was actually cut, like in terms of like the little circles, how they were cut into the board, because they certainly don't line up. Regardless though, this is very secure in here. Like I said, I just have 2 screws in here instead of 4. And yeah, it does feel very, very secure. So I'm not too worried about that. Oh, and you know what I just actually realized? It looks like we can actually combine 2 of these. I had some wires from the previous build. These are actually coming out of the battery compartment here. And I think that's also the on and off switch. And yeah, it says A right here. And we've got A over here. So let's go ahead and attach these 2 together. All right, there we go there. So that's been attached. Our next step is going to be installing the speaker. And the speaker is actually going to go just right in this area right here. So we do have the speaker here. I'm just going to go ahead and pop it right in there. Got it lined up correctly here, so when we put the brace on, it doesn't obstruct anything. But yeah, the speaker itself, it has I on it, and I think we have an I right here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and put these wires together. So our next step here, it looks like it's going to be easy enough to do. We just have this little piece, which is going to go over the speaker. It is the speaker cover, and we're going to be securing that in place using 2 QM screws. Okay, so we got the second QM screw in place there, which now means the speaker is in place. And that's pretty exciting because that's what's going to give off the engine noises and, you know, the honking of the horn and everything like that. Now, it looks like for our next step, we're going to be taking all the very, very, very long wires, and we're going to be kind of like bundling them all together, and we're going to be running them to the front of the Ecto, and then, yeah, all the other short wires, we're going to be kind of moving them over here. So let me go ahead and go through the wires. Okay, so once again, all the long wires, all going towards the front of the Ecto-1, all the short wires hanging to the left. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right, at least I hope I am. And it looks like to secure these wires, our next step is we're actually going to be taping some of them down, taping some of them in place. Yeah, so for our first taping here, it's on the back end, which it's going to be taping some of these wires down. A piece of tape, and just kind of secure, once again, those wires down and in place. Now from there, once again, we're going to continue doing that with the actual elongated wires. So let's kind of all straighten them out here, and hopefully maybe Okay, that looks pretty good. And we'll just kind of continue the wires once again up here. Just kind of make sure I'm not catching anything. There we go. All right, so I think that's looking pretty good. Our next step, I can't believe it, guys. We're finally going to be attaching like the actual, like the main body of the Ecto to the frame here. So let's go ahead and bring in the main body. The main thing, obviously, we also want to make sure, though, is that all these wires are still going to be accessible. All right, so let's go ahead and slide this in there. And this is once again a pretty big moment for this build. Let's get it all secure here. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, there we go. So, yes, it is now in place. Oh, I am so excited. Once again, I've been waiting for this moment for so long, combining the main body here with the chassis and, you know, having everything as one solid piece. Finally. Now, as I've already mentioned, the main thing you want to double check when you're putting these two large pieces together is to make sure that you let all the wires run through the Ecto. Make sure you don't have a wire being caught like on the inside or anything like that, because we are about to secure both of these pieces together using a bunch of JP screws. And the last thing you're going to want to do is, after securing this all together here, is realize that you're missing a wire because the wire is on the inside of the Ecto, and then you got to take your Ecto-1 apart. I mean, that's not going to be fun for anybody. But yeah, like I said, our next step here is combining these two parts together. I mean, we already have done that, but I should say securing these two parts together using a whole plethora of JP screws. So give me a second, and yeah, we're going to run those screws through the bottom of the Ecto-1. All right, and as you can see here, we have ran all those screws through the bottom of the Ecto. That was 13 screws entirely. So yeah, this thing, to say the least, it is securely together. So for our next step here, it looks like we're going to be cleaning up some of these wires here. Yeah, there's like a little kind of bracket it looks like we can install right here to kind of secure these a little better in place. Yeah, they're calling it the wire retainer. So let me go ahead and grab that. And we're going to secure this wire retainer in place using a couple of IP screws. Okay, so that is now in place there. Wires should be safe. All right, so now we're going to focus in on the front end of the Ecto-1 here, and apparently I can put together two more wires here, and this time it is the B wires, the white wires that we have right here. Let's go ahead there and just fasten those together, make sure we got a nice tight connection. There we go. Oh, and you know what? Actually, that's my bad. There's a ton of wires we can actually combine together here, so give me a second, and yeah, let's get everything fastened together. All right, so all the wires that were coming from the dashboard have now found a home, which makes sense because all those wires coming from the dashboard, they control buttons like, you know, the horn and kind of the engine noises and such like that. And I think that actually is the end of stage 65. Yeah, that's actually finished at 65 here. So we're going to go ahead and move over to stage 66, which is going to be installing the LEDs and ceiling light system. Sorry if my voice cracked a little bit there. Yeah, I'm getting really excited right now. We're talking sounds, we're talking lights. I am really loving this build today. Now, for those that want a better look at stage 66, here you go. Obviously, we do have more wiring here. As well, we also have quite a bit of additional wiring left over from stage 65. And it looks like this step is going to be pretty easy. The first portion here is really just going to be matching up wires, and I think that's actually going to be probably the whole stage for the most part here. So first, we're going to connect O here together, the green and the white wire. So let's go ahead and fasten these two together. And for those wondering out there, the O wire here, the green and white one, it's going to control the left headlight. And it looks like we're going to be doing that with pretty much all the other wires left. So give me a second, and yeah, I'll connect all those together. Actually, small correction. I'm only supposed to add on the O wire, the S wire here, as you can see, and then we've got the P wire. Right here, I also have the W and the U, and it looks like for those, at least as per the instructions, I'm not supposed to touch those just yet. Now, moving to the back end of the Ecto-1, it looks like my next step is going to be adding in some of the rear lights, which for this one right here, it's both letters Q and R. So let me find Q and R in this mass of wires. Okay, and there we go there. So once again, we've got Q and R in place. All right, guys, so I have went ahead and I attached those 2 additional wires on the front end there. So we've got, I think, yeah, everything is attached to something there. And then on the back end, we've also got pretty much all the wires, I believe. Well, for the most part, there's some wires back here that we've yet to attach to anything. But yeah, the front end is all pretty much detached. The back end, we're going to be adding more stuff to that in upcoming stages. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this stage here today. And I'm really excited because now we get to try out something, and that is the lights and the sounds. So let's go ahead, and there's the power button back here. Guys, I see lights. Check them out. Okay, so there are a couple of features here with this Ecto that we're going to go over right now. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to test out the brake light, which I'm going to hit the brakes and check it out. Try it again there. There it is. We've got the brake lights coming on. Excellent. Okay, so from there, we're going to try out this button right here, which should, yeah, turns on the light right there. Oh, as well, you can see a bunch of the other lights there, including the interior lights, the headlights. They have all lit up. Let's continue here. All right, so as I've already mentioned in previous videos, the dashboard here does have workable, buttons that you can press there, obviously, as you just saw. Let's go ahead and press this one here, because I think, there we go. That is the engine sound. Let's go ahead and turn that off there. From there, what does this button do? Let's go ahead and hit it. You guys know what that is. Oh man. This so far has been a labor of love to build this thing, but to finally see the lights and to hear that Ecto-1 siren, oh, that was such a cool moment, guys. Now there's an additional switch in here that's going to control all the roof lights once we get, all the roof lights on the Ecto-1 there. As well, there is another button right in here. Oh, which you can obviously hear that. That's the horn. So, to say the least, I am beyond thrilled with this build so far, especially now that we've got lights, we've got sounds. I cannot wait until the next build video here on the Ghostbusters News channel, and I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you continue to check out the upcoming videos in this series. Oh my gozer, guys, the lights, the sounds, I love this build so much, and I hope you love this build as well. And if you do love this build and for whatever reason you're not building it yourself, once again, we've got a link right down below in the description. Click it and start your very own 1/8 scale Ecto-1 build from Eaglemoss Hero Collector. That's all I've got for you right now. As always, be sure to subscribe to Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube. Bust that bell notification icon to stay up to date with everything that's happening within the Ghostbusters world. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters News, be sure to check out our Patreon page. A link to that can be found right down below in the description. And I'll see everybody right back here next time.
Let's go. Ghostbusters! Yeah, there's something strange coming out to play, and I'm noticing effects of it night and day. So I'm picking up the phone, they're a dial away. Heard that they ain't afraid of no ghosts. No one had arms reaching out of his torso to militarize on some with Finn's core, though. Just gotta call in an Ecto cool. Grab your tools, it's time to fight Zool. This proton charge will run you extra. Plus storage of the beast, hope you brought your checkbook. You might want a warranty in case it happens down the line. Everybody's going down in time, remember you are not